Hello, hello, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I hope that you're all doing well. I'm going to dive straight into painting because I've got a lot to do. I decided that I'm doing Salute. That's not what I decided, but I'm doing Salute this year, and that's only what 4 months away, under 4 months away. And I want every single thing on my stand completely painted. Previously with my stand, I've had a couple of examples of unpainted 3D prints, but I want everything painted because it will look cool, damn it, and that's why. So today we're painting some transition Demon Smiths or Chaos Dwarfs because I want to. Basically, I've done a little bit of pre-shading. I basically sprayed them and then hit them with Gravelord Grey, and now we're going to go in with some silver dry brushing, and then we're going to go in with the red. Who have we got? Hey, One True Howdy and Merlin Models. Hello, welcome in. And to anyone else in the chat, I hope you're having a lovely day, week, month, and year. Right, so what we're going to do first, we're going to get a little dry brush and we're going to get our faithful Vallejo Model Air Chrome and do a little bit of light dry brushing. I probably need some more of this actually because I'm running a bit low. I'm going to need to make a paint order. Has the Vallejo strike ended? I don't think it has yet, has it? I may have to use another paint until then. Okay, so we're doing a very light dry brushing. I'm going to try and avoid any of the cloth areas. It's not a massive issue if we do get it, but it would be nice to not have metallic cloth because that would be weird. And I'm not looking to make it completely silver. I'm just wanting a hint of it, so when we put over the other colours, the gold and the red, you get a little shine through, which would be nice. So yeah, that's literally it. I'm not going to be doing a lot. It's just to give it a hint, so you can see the before and after. Just get that shine. Just get that shine. I was hoping all of these were going to be dry by the time I got started streaming, but some of them are still a little bit wet in the deepest bits. So, but I think we're good. I think we're good. Howdy, I'm currently painting up my Death Core of Krieg. Ooh, did you get the new box? Has that been released for general public? I've seen it out there, but I didn't know whether it was for influencers. It is a very, very nice box. Big fan of the... see, there's the bits that hadn't dried. Big fan of the mounted hero. Is it Commissar or... I don't know. Very, very cool model, though. So I'll need to touch up the faces as well, but that's a later problem. That's probably not even a today problem. Not new box, just painting the old resin models. Nice. May get the new artillery, but I prefer the old Marshal. The old Marshal and the Quartermaster as well. The Quartermaster was a great model. Yeah, the artillery looks good. I'm just happy they've done plastic Krieg. They do look very, very good. One thing I'm not taken on, which was I think it got teased today, is the new Underworld's Goblin box. Now, half of those sculpts look incredible. Absolutely love them. And then there's, I want to say there's two that I just don't know what's going on. It's the leader and the troll. Usually I'm all over trolls. Trolls are great, but it doesn't do anything for me. And the leader has got a weird pose, really weird pose. But each to their own. Maybe I'm in the minority there. It's taken me far too long to get some paint on these demon smiths. Far too long. There we go. I'm getting towards the ones that really haven't dried yet, so this could get interesting. It's mainly around the scale mail, their lower halves. Antif! Hey Antif, how's it going? Got your first ever painting commission. Hey, congratulations! Awesome. What's the model? I hope you're charging appropriately, making sure your time is worth it. Some of these in the deeper recesses of these are really not dry enough yet, but we will make do. Tiny bit more paint on the palette. Don't need much. Legio Custodes Contemptor Galatus Dreadnought? I don't know. Is that the one with the shield? I have given up. I have given up on trying to remember the names of newer Warhammer models. I used to be fantastic at that, and now I've officially given up on it. Right, I'm just trying to... I don't want any silver on the actual fabric of this, because that's going to go red. I want there to be a slight difference between the red armour and the red fabric. I'm looking forward to doing the flame. That flame is going green and it's going to be cool. Forge Sword and Shield Custodian. Ah, yeah, I know it. Yeah. Very cool. Congratulations. Right. It's very much not dry down the bottom. Hopefully it will be by the time I get around to this model later down the line. Okay. Right. Let's give the brush a little bit of a wash off, because I use this brush for white dry brushing as well, and having metallic flecks in it is not good, although I'll probably run it through the soap later on. Or I say that. I always say, oh, these brushes always need a wash, and I get to the end of the stream and I'm like, cool, done, and then completely forget. Right, blood red, that's what we're going. I thought about using a darker red, but that's before I decided to use the Gravelord Grey, and I think if I use blood red over this, it will give a really nice tone. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go in with a detail brush, little tiny detail brush, because I want to have as much control as possible, because I don't want to get it on the on where the gold areas are going to go. Still working relatively quickly because we don't want, see, just like that. We don't want any ugly drawing lines. Although it doesn't matter if we go over too much. Doesn't matter too much if we go over onto the where the gold will be, because it's going to be yellow and it will just kind of blend in with the red anyway. So that's fine. If anyone is in chat that wants to ask any questions about the methods that I'm using, please don't be afraid to ask. But if you're also here just to chill and have something on in the background and enjoy the nice relaxing music, and I'll shut up so I don't disturb you. I may talk a little bit. I feel like I might talk a little bit, so I apologise. But yeah, doing the Gravelord Grey. I say I was going to shut up and then I immediately start talking. Doing the Gravelord Grey, that pre-shading. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. So that's gold on the rest of the helmet. I think the rest of the armour is going to go red. There might be a little section here or there. I think I'll have to do a tutorial on a character for Demon Smiths. Put it out on Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, I did just upload, well this was yesterday, but I uploaded the PDF for Commander Dante's Power Axe. Getting a non-metallic metal and then lightning effect with Speedpaints. So if you're interested in that, check out my Patreon. And all the other tutorials on there. Oh, I love that undertone that that undershading that the Gravelord Grey's given us. That's beautiful. Merlin had a mildly infuriating. Oh, large bit of text. Hang on. Date time. Usually factory. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's way too technical for me, Merlin. Way too technical. Is it a doable thing? It's doable, but should be 2 points to desolder. Yeah, I've never gotten into the whole soldering and electronics. I am woefully ignorant about such things. I had a teacher at school literally just give up on me talking about circuits because I just wasn't getting it, and I think they were just like, yep, you know what, some people just don't get it. I'm like, yep, cool, we have come to an understanding. I think I checked out as soon as they started talking about OMS, and I started giggling. Some interesting territory where I might have need for you to print things. Printing I can do. Printing I'm good at. These are really satisfying models to paint. I want to paint more of them. These are the scaled up Forest Dragon models. So originally these were 10mm and I scaled them up to 28mm. And so they're all one-piece models. And they're really satisfying to paint. They're not overly detailed because you can't get too much detail at 10mm. And they've got that old Warhammer cartoon vibe to them. Let you know when the projects need custom housings to be printed. Absolutely. You design them, send me the files, and I'll print them for you. I can do that. Hey Merlin, did you ever finish painting all the 10mm stuff? I can't remember whether you did it or not. I remember you painting some of it, but I can't remember if you did all of it. I wanted to make a start on this on these models now. Right, hang on, where am I going to do the details on this? Is there going to be red on the blunderbuss? There kind of makes sense to have red there, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Painted a good chunk of them, but they had to be put to one side because 28mm became urgent due to family issues. Fair enough. Well, hopefully we'll get back to them at some point. That was a very fun game that we had up in Nottingham. What was it? 6-player, 10mm, one-page rules. That was utter chaos. Okay, I think that's all of the reds done for that. I might just do one. Actually, no. Let's do the shoes as well. The boots. Yeah, boots going red. Boots going red. I think the only silver I want is the scale mail. The rest of it's going to be red and gold. Oh, hello, Berserk. Hey Berserk, thank you very much for the resub. Much appreciated. How you doing? That is a whopping 47-month sub right there. Thank you, my dude. Okay, I think a little bit of gold, a little bit of red there. Oh, hello. What's that? I don't know what that was. There was a second noise and I don't know what it was. think that's it for that. I'm gonna paint one just so I've got a tester model just to make sure everything is fine. So I'm gonna jump over to the yellow. Where's the yellow? No, not that one. No, not that one. Zillet yellow. There we go. And we'll do the gold on this guy. So we're doing around these. Oh god, that's satisfying to do. Yes. Hello from a very sleepy boy. Hello, sleepy boy. 'Tis I, marginally awake boy. Yes! Yeah! I love it! God, Speedpaints are great. Wunderbar. Yeah, any kind of red that has just touched over doesn't matter too much. So that's why we did the red first. You can see it if you look close enough, but don't look close enough. That's fine. Okay, okay. I think this effect really works when you get that very dark pooling. So pooling actually is in your favour because it hasn't worked quite as well on the other side. So note for next time, have lots of dark pooling. You almost want it black in certain areas. What's the gold? Zealot yellow. Over Basilicanum grey. Sorry, not Basilicanum grey. Gravelord grey, and then dry brush with chrome, and then you put the Zealot yellow over on it, and it does fun things. Pretty much, that's how I did this. I didn't use a silver, so this is true non-metallic metal, easy mode, and then manual highlights and things like that. But the general idea is there. Go through all those steps over on my Patreon. Ha ha ha. Shameless plug. Which is really, I think painting Dante and a popular 40k model really really did me favours, because the Patreon's been looking quite positive in the last week or so. Which is very reassuring to see. Still got a while to go to my goal, but it's getting there. One day at a time. Right, I've missed a little bit of red. I think that section there needs to be red. We'll do that. Gold. That gold. But I want to leave some silver. Onto the first minis in long. Oh my god, is Berserk painting? What are you painting, Berserk? I'm immediately invested in this. Doing some Bad Zone enforcers for Necromunda. Ooh, Bad Zone? Bad Zone? I don't know, but Bad Zone. What gang is that? Where's the red? There's the red. Bad Zone? Oh, is that like the Ash Wastes? Or am I thinking of something else? Oh, that's a not easy part to paint. No, actually, it's not too bad. The English gentleman, aloha. How you doing? Welcome in. Right, so that's pretty much the gold done. I'm going to paint the whole thing. I'm going to do the whole thing. So we want... Do we want black gloves? It's going to be a black beard. And we're going to use a contrast for that. We're going to use... Nope, not that one. Yes, Black Legion. It was shabby. Bored of the cold now. Yeah. Although today it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad where I am. So Palatine enforcers are like New York police, Bad Zone enforcers are like LA police. I see. I don't think I've seen the models for those. Or are you doing them as oh god, what are they called? Arbites. I think I'm gonna have to do the gloves dark brown, just so it's different to the beard. Just so they stand out a little bit. And we'll do the face last. Yeah, today was a lot better, but yeah, last week was punishingly cold. And I'm in Cornwall, so I have the, you know, it's not, we never get snow, although we borderline got a tiny bit of snow, but it's very, very rare. If Cornwall gets cold, if Cornwall gets snow, you know the rest of the country is cold. It was just wet. It was just wet and miserable last week, but today. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. Okay, yeah, I think dark dark brown for the gloves. What I might do is actually just grab a white and paint the face first. Because just making them more worn down and grungy rather than clean and well maintained. Ah, okay, gotcha. Yep. Send me photos when they're done. I'm intrigued. So I'm just going in with a white. Pretty much just getting the highlights areas. I'm not going all out. Setting up the base coat for the skin. And we've got to go green for the eyes. Demon Smiths with green eyes? Yes. Oh, okay, so it was the Ash Waste. Yeah, okay, cool. Hey, Valreth, how's it going? Okay, right. Satchel brown, I think, for the gloves. Yeah, I'll do satchel brown for the gloves and the pouches. And then face, base, and done. And I've got 10 blunderbuss to do, 10 warriors, a rocket launcher, artillery piece, and then a sorcerer, which is printing now. Yes, it's printing now. So I'll do this, basically the starter army that's available on my website, alchemistmodels.com, for this, and then I'll probably do the greenskins. I think a greenskin army would be good. That's the other kind of bestseller for this range. And have both of those in the cabinets at Salute. Yeah, that's cool. Nope. Was that the colour? Yes. Pretty wild theories about things coming out nowadays. Ooh, intriguing. I've been started learning Chinese today. But I don't know if anyone's been following the whole thing that's been going on with TikTok and all of that, and the mass exodus over to oh god, what's the app called? I got it earlier. Been on it pretty much all day. Red Note. The whole thing has been quite entertaining. But yeah, I decided I've got Duolingo anyway. I was learning, or am learning, Italian. So let's make it doubly hard and learn Chinese. Okay. Do I want a little bit more gold? I think I want those other bits of the blunderbuss gold and just the scale mail silver. It's just another Chinese equivalent. There's no guarantee it won't get shut down. I mean, it won't get shut down. Whether they'll ban it or not, who knows? But I love the almighty petty approach from the TikTok The American TikTok crew. I respect the petty. Okay. It's alright, actually. Quite happy with this. Right. Needless to say, the US government's whole plan, I feel like it's backfired a little bit. Alright, we're going to use Warrior Skin, which is a light reddish brown, slightly darker tone for the Dwarfs. Okay, we'll throw that in there on the skin. And then we'll go back over and paint the eyes. But we'll just wait for that to dry, because that's going to darken down quite nicely. Might end up doing a secondary skin tone on that? Not sure. Not sure on that. Hello, okay, I have the overcoat, helmets, trousers and gloves painted for 30 Kriegsmen. I've started my commissar and taking a break. Yeah, that sounds like you've made good headway. You deserve a break. Hydrate, take a stretch. They found evidence of a theorized but never proven demon particle, a type of plasmon particle that has zero mass and zero electrical resistance, also I understand. Because it has no mass or resistance, it couldn't be directly observed by normal methods of detecting plasmons. I understand 70% of that paragraph, and that's about it. That's where my understanding takes a nosedive. At 71%, I'm like, nope, done. Cool. Okay. So that just needs the eyes and the base. Oh, what am I going to do for the base? I feel like I don't want to go brown. Ooh, do I go wasteland? I might go wasteland. How did I do my wasteland? It was howling sand and desolate brown. So yes, let's do that. Let's do a wasteland base for the demon smiths. I'm gonna have to write this down, because otherwise I will never remember it. Let's put a little bit of desolate brown down, because we go from one to the other without washing our brush to get this effect. Okay. So we go pretty quickly with this. We've got that additional tones from underneath where the spray paint hasn't really taken that much, which is good. We want lots of different tones. And this will be a job that I continue throughout the week, I think, as well as the print shop and the Patreon. Right. While that's still wet, we'll just drop in a couple of bits of desolate brown here and there, and that will have that kind of capillary-esque action. And dry really nicely. I'm not convinced that basing sand had dried. I did put it with PVA earlier, so maybe it hasn't. Oh well, it'll definitely dry with that on it. Yeah, I'm okay with that just being the skin. I'm not too worried about going nuts on the skin, so we will grab tiny little bit of white. Yep, okay. And when that's dried, we'll hit it with probably Shamrock Green, I think. Black. Oh, I've got some Warpaint Fanatics now. This is brilliant. I love this thing. Where's this going to go there? Okay. Plasma is a particle born when electrons in different energy levels of metal oscillate. They oscillate at the same frequency. It's one cut. Hang on. Okay, intriguing. I think I understand. However, I wasn't joking when I said me and electrical speak do not get on. Yes, I did refer to it as electrical speak. Science. It's a little bit of basing sand that's got a bit of red on that looks a little odd. Let's just carefully touch that up. Okay, now we just need a tiny little bit of green on the eyes, which will go Shamrock Green because that's really bright and really fun. Where can we put that? We'll put that there. I'm running out of spaces. We'll just do a black dot in a second. But yeah, green eyes for the dwarves. Yes. Wonderful. Apart from that black dot, that's done. There we go. What was that? 45 minutes? No, 40 minutes? Trying and testing and things like that, but now we've got it. Cool. Do I want to keep that scale mail silver? Yes. Yes, I do. I do. Has that green dried? I think the green dried already, so we will go back to our Black Legion. Tiniest amount. Steady hands. Of course I get a little bit on the skin. Like a fool. And they're having quite narrow pupils. So I quite like the idea of they're being quite reptilian. Although that hasn't really worked, so we're not going to do that. That is possibly one of the worst eyes I've ever painted. We're going to start that again. And I'm not going to use the... not going to use Black Legion because it's too gel-like and it wasn't giving me the flow. And therefore I lost control a little bit. So we're going to use Grim Black and do a couple of passes of it. I'm back to working on my TTRPG based on a Magic the Gathering. Yes. Yes. Hey Vitae, welcome in. Right, so we've fixed the mistake. We go back in with the green. Cool. And we'll grab the Grim Black for when that is dried. But that, apart from the pupils, that's done. And I'm really happy with how that's turned out. So we're going to move on to the next one. And we're not gonna get through all of these, but we'll just crack on and do as many as we can. I think I kind of want to do one at a time, to be honest. Just keeps it a little fresh for me. Makes it feel less like batch painting. I keep catching the end of my brush on the lamp at exactly the wrong time and angle. I should be happy? In what regards, Merlin? In general? I agree. I'm always bashing my lamp. Hello. Oh, you don't mean like that. Or maybe you do. Bow, chick, bow, bow. Thank you, Bailey, for licking yourself live on camera. What a majestic beast you are. My nerve damage, but every so and often my hand will do something expected, usually with brush in hand. It's either nerve damage or that's just painting with paint, like tiny figures. It just gets you. I don't know why, but the other day when I was painting, what was I painting? I was painting something, and my hand suddenly just went incredibly shaky, and then incredibly still, and it was like, oh, that was weird. Can't remember what I was painting now. I think it was the Dark Angel that I'm doing for a tutorial. Found a fun way of doing a nice, relatively smooth for speed paints armor for a Space Marine. Yajari, what up? There's a name. How's it going? Wait, incoming? Incoming means something else, doesn't it? Could be holding brush too much as well. Just steady your hand on the desk. That's what I do. Incoming. Ruh-roh. It's either that or Yajari is just hyped up. Oh, just you today? Oh, right, okay. How's it going? I didn't know whether you were the herald of a raid. Okay. What are we doing? Let's do the skirt. Jerry, I have a little disagreement with the electrical system of the house, our new IKEA, and myself. Okay, that... I was gonna say... It sounds like you've electrocuted yourself, but then you threw IKEA furniture in there, and now I'm confused. Did you plug something in from IKEA and it blew up, and you got electrocuted? That's where I think my head's at. The IKEA bit really threw me. Either way, I'm invested in this story. Please go on. Velreth, debating giving this class I'm developing an ability that makes a hazard that deals damage over time, spawns saplings when a foe perishes inside of it, and making that a custom spell and coming up with some other ability. Can I throw in a suggestion and you basically create a spell that works similar to Cordyceps, and you, for a brief time, have control over an opponent? Going with the whole saplings, maybe add a little bit of fungus in there. That kind of vibe. Switches are located 12 centimeters more to the left, which makes our IKEA furniture too big. And you have to rewire the switches. I'm envious of your ability to go, oh, here's a problem. That's all right. I'll just rewire it. It's fine. Just rewire the house. I can't do that. Can't do that. Problem is, it costs money. Oh, okay. It's rather than, are you doing it yourself, or was that I'll rewire the house by paying someone to do it? I thought that was Yajari's going to fix it by just throwing tools at it. You don't have at the moment. It's because you bought a house. Apart from electrical stuff, not or IKEA furniture not fitting. How is the house? Munchie! Hey, Munchie! How's it going? How's the bolt action coming along? Keep seeing your posts pop up on Instagram. Looking forward to the league. Rewire yourself, but you don't have the tools. Oh, I see. Gotcha. Wouldn't even trust myself to wire a plug. I reckon I could do a plug, but then I would get someone to check it afterwards, just in case. Far I have something similar. There's more powerful ability, an ultimate if you will, that lets you sacrifice a saproling and reanimate a foe body as a fungal zombie that spawns a number of saprolings when that zombie dies. Yeah, that's kind of the same, isn't it? Central heating is not really working because the electrical was not really working properly because of me making it hard on us. But you have a nice house. Right? There's a silver lining. See the silver lining. Berserk. I may have enough to throw at a house deposit soon. Ooh, exciting, Berserk. Yay, that's very exciting. Munchie, not bad, bud. Currently working through 22 commandos right now. Looking forward to next week. Oh god, it's next week, isn't it? It's the 20. Yeah, it's the 25th. So, 11 days away. I had my first ever game down at the club this Saturday. I went down for the demo day. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if you've ever played. I don't know if you've played it before, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I was only playing with essentially what we're going to... This is bolt action for anyone who has no idea what I'm talking about. There's an escalation league that myself and Munchie and other people in the community have joined and getting involved in. And yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. Someone subbed to me right now, and I haven't streamed in ages. I don't remember the last time I've saw you go live. It's alright, take the sub. It's fine. Not played yet, but excited. Not sure whether to bring the regulars or my home guard stuff. Dave told me about your home guard idea. I say do the home guard because fun. Home guard because fun. Wait, am I doing this right? Oh, have I done it wrong? No, I haven't. I'm good. We're good. You can't paint wrong. It's fine. I think technically I should have done the rim of that red, but I quite like it gold, so we're doing that. Speaking of which, I'm debating if I'm going to do a stream tonight. Do the stream. Do the thing. I believe in you. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Oh, okay. No, I can't. Hang on. Oh. Huh. Okay. Alright. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to touch this one up and do this one red. And then we'll never know. There we go. Problem solved. You got two versions of them? Amazing. For the demo day, we were using Renee from Allo Allo as the objective. It was very funny. So I knew they did the Dad's Army one. I didn't know that they did the Allo Allo set. But yeah, it's a really fun game. So I always thought bolt action was supposed to be quite hard, but no, it's deceptively simple. Jari, I'm painting weathering my newest loco, so yeah, not really content I do. Do it anyway. Do it. Become a miniature painter streamer. Confuse all your regulars. Yeah, sure, that works. That's fine. Second guessing myself where I'm putting the paint now. Where did that come from? That's such a left wing. Oh, that's so left field. I love it. I want to see the trains. I've always heard about your train sets and your setups and things like that. I want to see the trains, damn it. Hang on. Okay, is that all the red? No, boots, boots. Field and hook and sinker. Next lot of bolt action I'll be doing is Indiana Jones short round, Henry Jones, Muller round, some turpin. Have they done models for India? Because I joked with Dave. I was like, how have they not done Indiana Jones models? Have they actually done? Because it makes sense. Or are you doing third party stuff? Because I'm 3D printing. I think the rest of my stuff. I've brought the final tank. So I'm having 2 tanks on my list. Because why the hell wouldn't you? So I've bought one of them, but the other one is... I don't like the old metal and resin stuff, so anything that I can't get plastic, I'm going to 3D print it. Oh, you get from other companies, right, okay, okay. Okay. On to gold? Yeah. Yeah. Let me just do a little bit of white touch up. Where's the white paint? There it is. Well, Yajari, I think you should paint and weather the train set. Okay. Do I do the skin now? No, but I will touch that up a little bit. All the hello lot were from North Star mode. Oh, okay. I thought they were from Warlord. I've gotcha. I may have done something I would be called a heretic for. What have you done? Keep it clean. You know, relatively clean. Keep it relatively clean. No, that's not the paint I want. Let's just touch up that. Those 2 little bits. Took a Battle Sister and Machinus Astartes Primaris. Oh yeah, Primaris Battle Sisters. All up for that. Massively on board with that one. Vitae, is there Inglorious Bastards set 2? No, I don't think there is. Oh, you must be able to find that. Someone must have done them. That would be good. That would be really good, actually. I think the if the Allo set isn't official, like not from Warlord, then I think the only set they've done like that would be Dad's Army. I think. I don't know. I can't remember like the older Warlord stuff. I've only recently got into it. Kelly's Hero. Why do I recognise that name? What's that from? Is that a film? Wait, did they do Great Escape as well? I suppose it depends on what they got, what they have licensing for. Jari, I got my Blender game with that one, but I haven't set up my res printers yet. Can you send me a picture of the Astartes in Primaris armor? Better yet, can you send me the file? And then I'll print it and paint it on Patreon and really annoy everyone. Bahaha. No, you can't have female spacemen. Shut up. Clint Eastwood, Donald Sutherland, Terry Savalas. Is that so? That's a film? Kelly's Heroes. I recognise it. Worth watch. Okay, all right. I will see if I can find it somewhere. I've been getting the urge to watch A Bridge Too Far again, and I've got it on DVD somewhere. I have to dig it out because I don't think it's streamable anywhere. It might be on Disney through one of the other non-Disney but on Disney Plus channels. If not, I'll just watch the DVD. Because The Bridge Too Far is a fantastic film. We're all on the path of damnation. We have strayed far from the great Emperor of Mankind. Absolutely. Damn right we have. The best of paths. Watched The Longest Day last night. Longest Day. No, can't. I don't know that one. Is that World War II? What did I watch? I watched. I watched Carry On. Not one of the Carry On films, but a film called Carry On with Taron Egerton, and I think it's relatively new. It's on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. Really good. I really enjoyed it. Kind of throwback to the, those kind of unlikely hero thriller action films of the 2010s. Longest Day. Oh, The Longest Day is D-Day story. Right, okay. Actually, I'm not all thinking that. No, I watched Saving Private Ryan relatively recently. I might go back and watch Band of Brothers. Although that will make me want to start an American bolt action force, and I've chosen the British, so maybe not. Jari, thus the great cleansing with the warp shall commence. Yes! Cadia was just the beginning. Of time. Okay, just over halfway through the stream. But now I know what I'm doing with the color scheme. It's just painted by numbers now. I'm very excited for the league. I'm very excited for this. Cadia still stands. Well, does it though? It kind of is limping in two pieces, really. Got the Band of Brothers set at Expo. Ooh, do they do? Yeah, they still do the Band of Brothers set, don't they? I think if I wasn't doing the British on Bolt Action, I would probably pick up Easy Company or start doing Easy Company. Vita, I know that they do. That Warlord have got kind of the the smaller factions, for want of a better term. I don't remember seeing Ukraine on there though. It might be kind of lumped in with another faction, but I don't know. I don't know, because they've only kind of more or less recently released 3rd edition, and they're going back and redoing a lot of the armies. So I don't know what's going to be coming in the future. I have to get on with electrical, so I have to switch the juice off. Have a nice stream. No worries, Ujari. Make sure you stream trains later, or just send me photos of the trains. I want to see the trains. Show me the trains. Have fun. Thank you very much for swinging by, and we'll see you soon. They look like ornaments rather than scale melts, so we'll do that. Hug Bailey for me? I will. I'll give Bailey a hug for you. Alright, that's all the gold done. Okay. Now we'll do the beard? Yeah, beard. Although I've missed a little bit of the armor in there, which is going to be a pain to get to, so we're just going to do that and hope it gets everywhere. And of course I get it on the gold. So let's just get that off quickly. No! Wet the brush. Okay, that kind of works. That works. The Granda was in the Malayan Crisis with the SAS. Malayan Crisis. There's a campaign called Case Blue back in 2nd edition, all set in Ukraine and Eastern Europe. Oh, okay. Second, as in World War II, yeah? Bolt action looks really good, real war aside. Yeah, we talked about this last stream, and bolt action and separating the history from the game. But as a game system, it's really good. I haven't played around with artillery and tanks yet, and I'm very, very excited to do that. But from an infantry point of view, it's very cool. What was that game with fantasy elements in World War II that you were painting before Alchemist Models? Not with fantasy elements. Last week I was painting bolt action. But do you mean Trench Crusade? I haven't painted any of it yet. No, it was ages ago. World War II fantasy. I don't know. World War II fantasy? Trench Crusade looks awesome. Yeah, I've printed off a load already. Somewhere, I think it's up there. There's my artillery witch and some heretic stuff. Zombies, werebears, mechs. I don't think that was me, Vitae. I don't think that was me, but I think you might be talking about. It's also a Warlord game, and it's called Conflict 44, I believe. I think it's called Conflict 44 with like a K on conflict. I think that's what. Yeah, I think that's Warlord. Thinking Antioch. Antioch's very cool. I went for the Heretic Legion purely because of the. Where are they? Are they up here? No, that's not them. That's them. Let's have a look at Heretic. Let's look at Trench Crusade because I'm distracted now. So this This is the Heretic Legion. I went for Heretic Legion purely for this model, because this model rules. Trench Crusade is Diesel Punk on steroids? Yes. Trench Crusade is World War II through the mind of John Blanche and then more blood. Yeah, the anti-tank guy. Well, it's an anti-material rifle. Considering, like, this is the standard height of a normal person. Actually, this is slightly larger. This guy's huge. I love this model so much. And then, of course, you've got the Artillery Witch, which is possibly the greatest concept for a model I've ever come across. They stride across the battlefield, opening portals into Hell's armory itself, grabbing a bomb and then throwing it at people. That is incredible. Yes, he is a mercenary, but I thought it kind of went hand in hand with it. I wanted the Artillery Witch, which is just heretics. It was these two. These two were the models that sold me on this game. But yeah, Artillery Witch, yes. All the yes. And then, you know, essentially Ares from DC, but apparently, and I've only just noticed, a boob and a flamethrower. I love this game. It's great. It's mental. Would imagine them dropping bombs out of portals looking at that model. I think that's literally summoning a bomb from Hell's Armory. There's a brilliant... someone did a brilliant little cartoon strip, or just a little image of just the Artillery Witch just toe punting a missile over no man's land, which I'm a huge fan of. And then you've got the I can't remember what this, the priest and the multi-part standard heretic guys. I will be painting some of this up on stream. I'm very excited. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna properly speed paint Blanche Chitsu this stuff, and it's gonna be great. Yes, the multi-part. Yes. Oh yeah. All right. Back to what I'm supposed to be doing. Where is the? Oh, no, that was this. Okay, so we'll do the beard next. But yeah, massive fan of Trench Crusade and what they're doing with that. And I bought the book. The book has been ordered, or done through the Kickstarter, and that was purely on the list of artists that they. As soon as, well, to be fair, it was one artist. As soon as I saw John Blanche in the artist list, I was like, yep, I'm in. I don't care. I don't care if I never play this game. Well, I do care. I want to play it. But I just want the book for the artwork, because hold on, some of the bits that were on the Kickstarter were just yes, just yes. Okay, that's the beard done. Conflict 47, there we go, not 44. Yes, that's the one. Thank you, Munchie. I knew it was Conflict, I just couldn't remember the name, the other name. The base has dried quite nicely on this. I'm quite happy with kind of a bit of a sandy base, which I can get behind. Just need to touch that. No, it's fine. Right, what am I doing now? Let's do the touch up the face a little bit. Oh my god, I've only painted 2. Oh, not even a full one yet. Although there's no great rush on getting these painted. As long as they're done before Salute, then it's fine. Okay. Love the old school looking hats. Oh yeah, no, they're perfect. These were, I don't know if you were around earlier, but these are the 10mm Forest Dragon models scaled up to 28mm. So these were sculpted for 10mm, and they work great at this scale. They've got that, because they're scaled up from smaller scale, they've got that kind of old school cartoony classic fantasy look, which I think works really well. Where's the brown? Is that the brown? Is that the brown? No, that's not the brown. Where's the brown I was using? There? Are you the brown? You're the brown. But like old lead mod. Yeah. But nope, these are all 3D printed. They're there's all the monsters as well. So you've got the Great Taurus and the Lamassu, centaurs as well. Demonsmith centaurs are very cool. You see the whole range on the website, on my website. The detail on 10mm must be insane. Yeah, it really is. It really is. There was a model. There's a mech sorcerer for this army that when I was painting it up in 28mm, I noticed details that I just didn't know were there on the 10mm one. Like he's got a little cage around the back of him, and in that cage there's like a little demonic spirit. I didn't even know that was a thing on the 10mm version. Like it's detailed in 28mm, so yeah. But they're great sculpts. If you're a fan of, they're not to everyone's taste. If you're a fan of the highly detailed newer GW sculpts, then you're probably not going to like them. But if you like minimalistic models and if you kind of grew up with Warhammer around my age and slightly older, then you'll have a nostalgic appreciation for this for these models. Astrogoth, that's the official GW one, yeah. I'm somewhere in the middle. I think the new ones are almost too detailed, but the old ones needed a bit more. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think these are fine. I think that Mantic have a really good balance. Their Kings of War range, I think, has a really good balance of detail. The newer City of Sigmar stuff from GW, way too much detail. There's a couple of like character models that are great and do well with that detail, but the standard infantry or standard models, there's just too much detail on those models. Way too much. Yeah, I think that's what's great about these is there's nostalgic charm. There's something just a little, you know, it's hard to put in words, but yeah, nostalgic charm. The charm is what's missing. What, from the newer stuff? Still prefer the old 90s stuff, to be honest. Nostalgia more than anything else. I think I prefer... I don't know. There's definitely some models that have not aged well. And there's definitely models that I like the idea of, but looking back at the sculpts, I'm like, ooh, that hasn't aged well. And things like the old lizard men compared to the new lizard men. The new lizard men blow them out of the water. Like the new Slan Mage Priest is so good. So good. But then you kind of look back through an old white dwarf and you see the old orcs and goblins and, you know. So it depends. It depends. I like looking through the old 3rd edition 40k rulebook and seeing like the old metal space orcs and Valhallans, the old Imperial Guard, original Space Marines. Yeah, it's just nice. Much better. So are the new nids. Yeah, new nids. Although looking back at... There's something quite nice about looking back at the old Warhammer Rangers before... Not necessarily scale creep, but before they just went, okay, let's just go bigger and bigger and bigger. I think a tipping point was when they brought out the Trigon for Tyranids. When that was when the first Trigon came out. I'm not talking about the Forge World one, the plastic one. Did they do I don't think Forge World even ever had a Trigon. But when they did the plastic Trigon, as soon as they did that, it invalidated how badass the Carnifex was. Because I remember the Carnifex coming, like, you brought one and it was insane. That was your danger thing. It was the same thing as the Land Raider. You took one Land Raider and that thing was like your beast. But now you run 3 Land Raiders in an army, and it's just it makes things less special. Like a Dreadnought, you'd have one maybe 2 Dreadnoughts of the old metal ones, but now you can have a Dreadnought army, and you're like, well. The old Imperial Guard, for instance, the Empire stuff, which has come back. The old Imperial Guard, the Empire stuff. Oh, or Empire, right? Yeah. Yeah, like the War Wagon. They're bringing back the War Wagon, which is a great model. But I have to say, like redoing the Cadian sets and then introducing Krieg, great, absolutely great. I really want them to redo Catachans properly, because they did the Catachan Command Squad, but they never did the Jungle Fighters themselves. So you had a weird mismatch of quite nice, or at the time really nice, Command Squad Catachans, and then you went back to the Jungle Fighters, which were released in 3rd edition and never got updated. And I don't know whether you can get them anymore. You might still be. They might direct order only. But yeah, why they never did those with the sorry, I'm looking for a specific paint. Why they never upgraded those when they did the Command Squad, I just don't know. I have no idea. Alright, we're going to use Pallid Bone, which I think is the paint that I'm going to go for. Yeah, Pallid Bone on the skull. I want all the skulls on the helms to be actual bone. And this goes on incredibly light and then tones down, and it always catches me off guard. There's one particular image in I think it's in the 3rd edition 40k rulebook. Because that was my first rulebook. Have I got it? No, I've got the 5th edition. I really want the 3rd edition 40k rulebook. I've got the 5th edition fantasy one because that was my first fantasy edition. But there's a battle between, I want to say it's Valhallans from Imperial Guard, which was the first time I saw them. So like the snow, the Land Raiders, and the Hellhound with all the snow armor and the long coats. And then I think it was against Tyranids. And that image is burned into my retinas. I love it. Nice thing about the new Imperial Guard, Astra Miller. What? Astra Miller, what now? You're in the Guard, son. Is when you stand the old next to the new, they don't look too far apart from, unlike Primaris, for instance. I think that's the difference. Is Primaris they were designed as different. Like they said they weren't replacing Space Marines. We all knew it was a lie. And they got it through on a technicality. You're like, well, we haven't replaced Space Marines, but these models aren't replacing the old models because they're new. They're not the same models. It just invalidated all the Space Marines, beforehand. The Firstborn, which I don't like. I don't mind the Primaris. It's cool. Like they needed to true scale them up, but I don't like the grav tanks. Grav tanks are weird. Grav tanks are for Elder and Dark Elder. I'm not calling them Eldari and Drukhari. I'm stuck in my ways. Leave me be. But Grav Lehman Russers or whatever it is. Redemptor? No, I can't remember. No idea. But the totally not updated Lehman Russ thing with Gravs, it doesn't do anything for me. It was all about the battle for Orcs Drift and Praetorians for me. I saw that in real life at Warhammer World before they redid everything. So before, I don't know if you ever went Munchie at this time, but back in the day, and I think this is when I was about 7, 8, maybe no, a little bit older. It was probably about 10. So Warhammer World didn't always have in the Grand Hall, like the Grand Hall with the kind of stone facades and everything like that in the shop. That didn't used to be there at all. It was just an open plain space. And the exhibition hall was completely different. There were very few cabinets with models, and it was all display tables. And some of the display tables were amazing. And the fact that a lot of them have just been destroyed. I think maybe one or two was sold, but the other ones have just been destroyed. It makes me so sad. But Orcs Drift, yeah, I saw that in real life, and it was very cool. There was one that will always stay with me, which was a Dark Elder raid on a Catachan like beach world, which kind of looked like a Vietnamese-esque beach world. Apocalypse Now kind of vibe. That was an awesome, and it was huge. It didn't go high, it just went long and flat. It was very, very cool. The Hellions, yeah, the surfing Hellions, yeah, exactly. Tanks need tracks, end of. I agree. Still got the Praetorians, about 100. You got 100 Praetorians? 2004. Yeah, that's roughly when I went, I think. No, yeah, it must have been. Yeah, it must have been around then. And then they had what was it? They had the only bit of the exhibition, and it wasn't even called an exhibition hall back then. It was just the display center or something like that. That wasn't right, but it was something like that. And they had a part where you could walk in, and it wasn't that big. You walked around in a kind of horseshoe, and they had a life-size or a couple of life-size blood angels. They had a life-size that you could have your photo taken with. A life-size Gene Stealer head that was like an old it felt like an old prop, like a movie prop. And then they had a life-size Stormbolter that you could pick up, and there is somewhere there is a photo of me, 10-year-old me, standing next to a Blood Angel, old school Blood Angel, the full-size Lurtz. Oh no, I went before Lurtz, so Lurtz is still there. I went before Lord of the Rings was done by Games Workshop. Before that whole thing. Alki, the Gene Stealer cult leader. I had hair back then. I was 10. Back when the Blood Angels were orange, mate. No, these were red. To be fair, these were red, but yes, they orangey red. But yeah, I have a photo. There's an A4 photo of me standing next to a life-size Space Marine, and that vibe, that kind of part of the tour. And it's back when they did tours of it. You didn't just buy a ticket and walk around. You booked a tour, and someone, one of the staff members, took you around and described, like, you know, went into detail of each of the dioramas, each of the displays, took you round everywhere. It was very, very cool. It's a very different Warhammer world now. Not necessarily in a bad way. I really like it there. I love the new exhibition hall, and it's much bigger than it used to be. But yeah, it is a different beast. Oh yeah, this glue was not dry. Did you ever go to any of the Games Days Golden Demons? Yes, I did. I went to 3 of them, I want to say. Yeah, I want to say I went to 3 of them back when. So the ones that I went to is when the game, each store, and my local store at the time was Shrewsbury up in Shropshire, and each store did like an event or a table or something like that, and it was back at the NEC, and yeah, 06 is ringing a bell. I've still got the Golden Demon booklets that they did for those years that came with White Dwarf, and my local Games Workshop, they hired buses and mini coaches to take a certain amount of people, if you couldn't drive or you didn't want to drive or whatever. So that's how I went, and this was back in the day where it was a scramble to get and buy anything. I never really bought anything. I think I bought the Games Day miniatures, because you got the Games Day miniature with your ticket back then. And where was I going with this? Oh, and they also did the bargain tables, and I still have it. I still have a 6-pack of original GW black ink with the old pot, not the white lid pots, the newer ones than those black ink, and I picked up 6 black inks for £1 because they were selling them off on a bargain bin. You went with Truro Store? I've done a Warhammer trip with the Truro Store, because I used to be one of the veterans there. I used to do Vets Night there back when that was a thing, and there was a doubles tournament at Warhammer World that I went and played at, and we got the coach up there and did it that way. And then yeah, actually I did do a Games Day. I can't remember if it was called Game. Yeah, I think it was one of the last Games Days with the Truro Store. was mad back then. Thousands of people milling around in the buy metals. Yeah, so that was slightly after my time. Buying metal, because not... Oh, maybe it was around my time, but I was just too young to kind of do that. I know that store staff members, you could buy metal models in weight, which was insane. Yeah. I think my first... I'm trying to remember what my first Games Day was, and I'm trying to do it by the Games Day model. And I think the first one was... I think it was the Kroot Shaper. I think that was my first Games Day model. So what was that? 2007? I want to say. The first time Tau came out, and it was that year, and the Games Day model was the Kroot Shaper, which is still to this day one of the coolest shapers that they ever did. Right, hang on, I need to do the eyes on those two. Oh my god, I've only done 2 and it's almost 8 o'clock. But I'm really happy with how those have turned out. Really, really happy. Alright, tiny little bit of black. Grim black. Come on. The thing with Grim Black is it's actually quite thin, so you end up doing multiple, there we go, multiple layers of lines. Which is quite useful for eyes. Sergeant Aurelius. Sergeant Aurelius. Oh, was that the Blood Angel guy? Is that your first one? The guy with the who was on the front of the rule book, the 2nd edition rule book. They got the 13th Company rune piece a couple of years later, I think it was. Yeah, that was a while ago. That was a while after the one I got. I did the Kroot Shaper, and then after that, I did 2 years in a row. And after that, it was the Chaos Lord holding the Wood Elf up. Which again, very cool sculpt. Crimson Fist Power Fist Stormbolter in the air. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Ultramarine. Yes. Red helmet? Did they do him as a red helmet? I think so. Hang on. Somewhere. There they are. Now, I've only got 3 of them. But for you young ones, this is how you used to see all the White Dwarf entries. It used to come with White Dwarf. Golden Demon. It used to come with White Dwarf in a little booklet. It gave you all of the names of the winners on the back, and they did a full-on booklet with descriptions and everything. This was Golden Demon this was 2002. And the Slayer Sword winner was Matt Parks doing Gazgul, and the Gazgul was gorgeous. They've also got Inquisitor models in here. Where's the Gazgul? There we go. That was Slayer Sword winner for 2002. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Which is insane. You think to like Slayer Sword winners now. 2002, 2003, and 2006. I love those. I got rid of all my old White Dwarfs, but I kept those because I think they're brilliant. Deadeye! Hey, how's it going? Really need to meet up at some point so you can have a look at my Inquisitor. What, as in Inquisitor 54? Mate. Badam! Yes! I don't care what anyone says, this was the best game that Games Workshop ever came up with. This is the GOAT of Games Workshop games. This is it. Damn right. And I will die on this hill. You can keep your 40k, you can keep your fantasy, you can keep your Age of Sigmar, you can keep your Blood Bowl. This was insane. And I'd love to play it again. I don't know why they did it in 54mm, but the models are great. Look at those models. That's Eisenhorn. You could TTRPG Eisenhorn at 54mm. Ah! So good. You got most of Inquisitor? Man, I've got somewhere. Someone traded me for a 3D print job. Someone traded me Tyrus, but he's missing one part, and it's really annoying. It needs stripping down. There he is. So, for those who don't know, Inquisitor was a tabletop role-playing game with miniatures, and it was specifically done with miniatures at 54mm scale. And this is metal. Everything was metal, so this thing weighs about the same as an old dreadnought. And the models were great. I think John Blanche did most of the old artwork as well. It's like classic grimdark. You only had 3 or 4 models per side. It was run by a games master, and I vaguely remember the rules being like, it was quite rules heavy in regards to, oh, you're shooting someone, where do you hit them? You shoot them in the leg. Cool, okay. Well, they might have a chance of that leg being ripped off, and it is a campaign setting, so at some point you've got to remodel your model to have like a tank track or a mechanical leg or something like that. This needs stripping down, and annoyingly he's missing, there was a little shield that goes here. But this is Inquisitor Tyrus. Tyrus? Yeah, Tyrus. And what I think one of the 2 models to ever actually have power armor in the game, because there was a Space Marine. Actually, this is where Artemis comes from. Inquisitor is where Battle Brother Artemis comes from, because he was the only Space Marine in the game, and Space Marines were like, you take one, and everyone else, it's like 8 on 1, and it's a fair fight. You might be able to help me with that missing part. Munchie! Don't tease me. Do not tease me. If you have a spare one of these, annoying is like there's loads of super glue, so I think I need to strip it and then take down the super glue as well. If you have a spare one of those shields, I'll love you forever. Because getting spare parts for yeah, it's metal. Yeah. This is like proper old school GW metal. The downside to Inquisitor was its scale, because it made it quite hard to actually have a game, because you needed terrain. You needed a lot of terrain, and at that point, I don't think anyone was creating 54mm terrain, or not, large, not very accessible. So you had to scratch build everything, which was cool. It was great, and there were some fantastic tables, but it made it just a little harder to get into. And there is a way of playing this. It's just called Inquisitor 28. Same rules, just do it 28mm, which is a very good way. It's a good way of doing it, to be fair. Throw out an IPA? Yeah, I think I will. I don't know whether IPA will get rid of the super glue, so I might just have to chip away at that carefully. To be fair, the undercoat isn't too thick. It's just the glue around there. Super glue debonder? Yeah, I think I will. It just needs some TLC. But when someone was like, could I trade you this for a print job? I'm like, yes, absolutely. That's something I would love, actually, to collect, is do what Munchie's done and get all of the Inquisitor models. Some of them are stupid money. Like, stupid money. I know, I remember the Cal Jericho went for a ridiculous amount. Nitro Moors it? Nitro Moors? I've never heard of Nitro Moors. Okay, so there's our two. What's the time? Okay, it's 8 minutes to 8. I don't have time to start a new one, but I've got two, and I'm really happy with how those have come out. Really happy. I've got 8 more of the blunderbuss, including the command. He's got a rocket launcher. Look at him. Yeah. So it's a unit of 10, and then there's 10 warriors, a hero, a sorcerer, and the rocket launcher. And the rocket launcher is this thing, which is very, very cool. So yeah, I need to paint all those, and then another army for another starter set for ready for salute. And then that cardboard box behind me there is full of FDM printed terrain, which will be a diorama. I'm turning my entire stall at salute into a diorama. So yeah, if you're going to salute, swing by my stall. It's gonna be fun. But I need to put it all together and paint it, which won't be a stream thing because I need the space here. Munchie, it's a dragon shield that goes there. Yeah, it's like a classic. It's like a classic shield. You know, you think of a shield, it's that kind of shield. Sure, you've got one. Munchie, if you do, please let me know. I would love that shield. Please, if you have a spare, don't, only if it's spare and you want to get rid of it. But that would be very, very cool. Right. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, I am going to call it there. It's slightly earlier, but there's no point in me starting a new model. So this is what we've done in the stream. We've done the test color scheme, and I'm really happy with how these come out. That gold is beautiful. Chuffed, really chuffed. So I think the whole army is going to look really nice. But I want to call it there. So hold on, there we go. I will be back next Tuesday. We're going to go and raid into, and it's pretty obvious who we're going to go and raid into, assuming he's on. We will go and raid into... No, that's not my password. We'll go and raid into Bran. Yeah, there we will. Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will. So I'll be back next Tuesday. First of all, YouTube, I will stop the stream now. So if you're watching the VOD or you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much, and I will see you soon.